welcome to another edition of Mortgage Talks. I'm your host, Adam Hires. All right, it's got some good things in store as always here at Jake's Cigar Bar in Nicholasville, Kentucky. The spot, the best spot ever. Just got done with a great cigar, great thought processes, and ready to dive in. So remember to download my free 12-week business transformation playbook at hirescoaching.com. Also, I got an email. If you want to get on my email list, email my great, awesome marketing assistant, Kristen, at hirescoaching.com. Kristen at hirescoaching.com. That's Kristin. Kristen at hirescoaching.com. Every single day, I got, for you mortgage loan officers, I've got great tips every single day to grow your business. Get an extra 3 or 5 deals easily by just following what I'm talking about. So dive into your business, grow your business. I'd love to help you. Obviously, if you want to hit me up anytime for a free 15-minute consultation, you can. Listen, right now, the most things I'm hearing right now that is destroying people's business is time suck. Time suck, right? We all have time suckers. And right now in the mortgage industry, more than ever, stuff is bogged down. We've been talking about it. Stuff's bogged down, refinances are flowing, and there's all these time sucks. So what can I tell you to do to get out of that noise? The number one thing that I want to talk about is planning your day. And the first thing you should do with the planning your day is ask yourself the right questions. Now, as a wise man told me, in sales conversations and conversations with yourself, it is not who's asking the questions that is in control of the conversation. It's who's getting answers to their questions is in control of the conversation. So that also applies to yourself. Are you asking yourself the right questions? Are you getting the answers to those questions? So are you in control of your own narrative and your own story? So as with sales, as with yourself, get clarity on what is needed. Before you start the day, you should know potentially what is a time suck today that is going to keep me from gaining leverage on my business to getting more deals. So, time suck. What is a potential time suck is the first question you should ask yourself before you start your day. What is a potential time suck that can keep you from prospecting as many hours, can keep you from being in the right mood to call people, and not wanting to just completely just walk out the door or go drink a lot of alcohol, which some mortgage loan officers are drinking a little too much right now, right? Okay, put it down. Think about the time sucks you have, and then the next question you should ask is, how would my best self handle it? So that is a great way to think. And so here's what's always helped me. Me being in a top 1 percentile, I've been in top 1 percentile in different things I've done, but I've always thought of this. I've kind of thought of it like an AA meeting, right? I've never been in an AA meeting. I'm not an alcoholic. If you have, great job for overcoming that. Awesome, great job. But I've always thought about like this room, full of it, people, and you're in this big circle. And everybody gets up and tells a problem. And I've always imagined myself of getting up in front of a room and giving an excuse to why I can't do something. And all the people that are there involved in this whole conversation, the only ones in this group is the top 1 percenters. The 1 percenters. Not the 5 percenters, not the 10 percenters, the 1 percenters. And I say, hey, I can't do this because of this. And then just imagine what's going to come back. It's a really easy way for me, and try this exercise. Literally put yourself in a room in a thought process of thinking, I'm going to make an excuse why I can't make more calls, because the loans are moving slower. I can't all of a sudden, I can't hit the amount of deals I want to do. whatever that's holding you back, I want you to think of that excuse, and then I want you to put yourself in that room of the top 1%ers, and then I want you to make that excuse. And then I want you to imagine what's going to come back. Are they going to agree with you and say, you know, Adam, you're right. You know, you can't make those calls because of, you know, man, you know, loans are moving slower right now. There's just no way you can do that. And there's no way you can commit to doing a couple hours of sales calls. There's no way you can commit to you know, do it five more deals. There's no way you could do blah, 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 blah. Are they going to say that? Are they going to say no way? Or are they going to say, oh, I'm doing it? And then you got to backtrack and say, well, how are they doing it? And so there's, when you're in your position, when you're in your own head right now thinking, hey, listen, I can't make the calls because I have people that, you know, one of my things in my playbook is how many hours did you prospect during a day? And, you know, I'll oftentimes see it back and, you know, if anybody's filled out and it's 0 and 0 and then half an hour and 1, it's like, what did you do with the other 7 or 8 hours of your day? And some people are saying, well, I'm working 12 hours a day. And then you see, and you're only doing 1 hour or half an hour of, you know, to grow your business. Is that really, what did you do the rest of the time? So I'll tell you what you've done is you haven't planned out your day. That's number one. And you haven't looked for potential landmines in your day and figured out how am I going to handle this today. So a lot of times we have loans that are going to close that day. It's a tough file. It's, you know, everybody's pressuring you to close this deal today, etc. We all have it. It's so funny. I hear stuff back and it's like, well, I'm doing this and man, you know, it's all these stress. Guess what? We all have it, right? It all is there. If you're in the mortgage game, it's an imperfect process. You can't make a perfect process out of an imperfect, you know, just an imperfect industry, right? You can't do it. So you have to look at ways that you can still understand what you can do best, where your time's gonna be served. And so I also want you to understand you are paralyzing yourself so many times during the day. I encourage you to write down every single time that you get paralyzed at your desk, that you don't make a call, that you don't have any action, that you scroll the internet just because you're wanting to phase out because you're just stressed out, and add those hours. Just add them for a week and see how many hours that you're letting time suck the ever living life out of you and your business. Because I can tell you, if you're doing 5 loans a month, you're doing 10 loans a month, you know, even up to 20 loans a month, and you can't find within your 8 to 10 hour day a couple hours to prospect, to gain more business, you're missing. You're missing. And I can tell you the top 1%ers would tell you, you can do it too, and they're doing it. And so what are you going to do about it today? How are you going to approach your day in a different manner? And how are you going to understand what the time sucks are? And so a lot of times what happens is, right, we put more pressure that needs to be put on ourselves. The walls are caving in. Oh my gosh, if I don't close this today, all my deals, you know, I'm never going to get a deal again. Meanwhile, how many times have you, think about it, you closed a tough deal, it came down the wire, you closed it on time, and you never got a deal from that agent again. You had all this time spent in that, and you close the deal, never get another deal from them. Well, guess what? You wasted the time of worrying about that, and where you could have been prospecting new agents, new partnerships during that time, all for a deal that closed it, and now it's a one-off deal because somebody didn't appreciate you for doing everything you could to close it. Now, I'm not saying you don't need to do everything you can to close deals on time. That's obvious. However, the paralysis is what I'm talking about. You're having paralysis right now. Think about it. How many hours? Because if you are not right now spending at least 25% of your day in prospecting and gaining new clients, I'm talking about real prospecting, making calls, seeing people, doing a Zoom, something that's producing, you right now are missing. You're missing big time. And so we go back to it. It's like, so there's 3 areas of opportunity we always talk about. It's either driving your business or driving your business into the ground. Is will, skill, resources. Will, skill, resources. That's what it is. So is it your will? And most of the time that's what where it starts and ends usually is your will. Do you have the will to win every single day? Because a lot of you don't. And you have to recognize you're not having that will to win. You're surviving. And you're thinking, okay, well, I'm just got to close these deals. But you're not looking for the next deal. You've always got to be hunting for the next deal. Because deals fall apart. Happens. So I was talking to a potential client one time, and he was like, man, I was going through all this ups and downs, this huge ups and downs, because he wasn't prospecting during the times that he was busy, which busy is enemy of productive, right? Busy is not productive. There's a lot of busy people not making money. And so he's having these big waves of business. And, he's talking about, he got all down depressed because he lost a couple big deals. And I said, I closed 22 that month. And I said, do you know how many deals fell out last month for me? He's like, probably like 2, couple, 3. I was like, 10. COVID hit. People, they weren't able to get financed. Inspections came back. None of it was our fault, what we did, but 10 of them out of 32 fell apart. Did I concentrate on the 10 that fell apart? No. I concentrated on the 22 that came in. I just continues to prospect and continuing to not let that time suck my day or drain my energy. And so we got to think about the will. What's your will to win every day, and unclog your mind and understand that you can too, regardless of what's going on in the environment. If deals are getting pushed back, you need to understand this is not just you, right? Like, you think you're the only loan officer that deals are getting pushed back, that they're hard to close in 30 days? Really? Do you think that? Do you think that the top 1%ers things are just going quick and they're doing everything in 10 days? No, we're having the issues too. But we're not going to let that deter us from having the correct conversations and then letting it go. Let it go. I don't know. I don't know if you want me singing that, but let it go. We'll play the Let It Go song. Let it go. Let it go. Go to the next one and go prospect for more deals, because that deal can close or that deal can fall apart. You have to let go of all those of that outcome. Okay. The second thing is obviously your skill. What skills do you have right now that you need to work on when it comes to time sucks? There's some things that could be sucking your day, sucking the life out of your business, that you don't have the skill to really and sometimes we have the skill to do it. We don't have the skill to move at a rapid pace, right? You have to move at a rapid pace, because that is your day. If you're taking more time to pre-approve somebody, maybe your conversations are taking longer. So I have a junior loan officer, and he has if you ever look at the DISC profile, he's a low D. He has a high I, which means he's very interactive with people, but he's not very decisive, which means his conversations last too long a lot of times. So you have to coach him on that. So you do have the skill to have a really good conversation in 5 minutes and not make it last 15 and 20 and 30 minutes. Is that sucking your day? There's a lot of things you can look at in your skill that you need to hone. And then your resources. What resources do you have? Do you need to add somebody else? This is just one that, and it comes back to a lot of the will and a lot of the mindset, is why are you not adding somebody? It's just so funny to me that, perplexing really, that business goes up and you just try not to hire anybody because you're scared that all of a sudden your business is going to go down, instead of going, how much can my business go up? In the worst case scenario, listen, you may have to lay somebody off at some point. That's just the point of it. That's just happens sometimes. But if you see the business going up and you can add somebody and add more hours prospecting, you can have a better life. You can reduce your hours, reduce your stress. Why are you not doing it? Okay. You need to have the resources in place. So I'm going on vacation here. I've got my team like, you guys got it. So I can go on vacation. I can relax. I can recoup. And that's what is going to also scale my businesses. Taking time off, relaxing. But you have told yourself some way, somehow, like, I can't add anybody else because, oh my gosh, what if things go down? The industry's going really good right now. What if it goes down? Well, what if you pushed in and you took more market share? But When you are not getting speed to lead quick, you're losing deals down the road because people are not trusting you as much. You're not getting referrals, right? You have to have the resources in place to grow your business. So there's one of those three things that is sucking your day, the life out of your business. And you have to think before the day comes, or before you start your day, what is the potential time suck, and how would my best self handle that? And if you think of those two things off the bat, you're going to start uncovering what you need to do that day. And it could be one of the three. You could have someone, for example, your resource for me, I was like, well, I'm going on vacation. One of the things for me was my resources, my team. Are they set up to win? Am I telling them all the information that needs to be passed on? Am I setting the expectations? What am I doing to not have my vacation suck, right? So you're thinking about how would my best self handle that and going ahead and making those plans each and every day. But listen, you're not doing that, are you? You know you're not doing that, because if you're only doing a half an hour a day of prospecting, you're letting your business run you and you're not running your business. And you're like, well, man, I'm doing a couple $1 million a month. Well, why not do 4? Why not do 5? I mean, why are you limiting yourself to an income? Well, then it goes back into, well, I can't have a life and run a business. That's the biggest common one I hear all the time. Well, I don't want to do more business because I'd have to work more. Well, that's just simply not the truth, unless you want it to be the truth. But that's not what 1%ers are doing. You think that they're working 100 hours a week to make the money? Nope. They're actually working less a lot of times than what you are, because you don't put in place those three things, and you're in the minutia, and you're letting things suck your day, suck your life, or your business. So I want you to understand what you're going to do from now on to get clarity in your day, to understand what the hurdles you're going to have to work on that day. And these can change. So I want you to understand, from day to day to week, it could be different things. Your resources could be really good at one point, and then they start falling off, and then you need to work on them more. Your skill may be really good on something, and you really haven't worked it for a while, so you need to go back and train, brush it up. And the business may have beat you down, and now you got to work on your mindsets and really understanding yourself a little bit more, and work on your mindset, right? I mean, there's things, it's never set it and go. It's a continuous process. We're human beings. So you may be really, really good at one point, motivated, things are going well, you're feeling good about yourself, and then something happens, and then now you have to work on that again. That's what it is. And that's what continuous coaching, like when I coach somebody, it changes. It always is evolving and changing. We evolve and de-evolve on some things. We have to go back and work on them again, get brushed up. We get better at something else, and then we fall off into something, another skill set or what we're doing. So it's just a continuous process, but you have to continuously think of what you have to do that day to, work around the hurdles you're going to have. Because right now in the mortgage industry, it's just an opportunity beyond most businesses, because it's such a hectic nature of a business. There's 14,000 deadlines a week, it seems like, right? You have to get the docs in, then all of a sudden you have to, you got one closing, the next day. You got to get you're having problems getting the docs from somebody. There's all these deadlines, and things are going on. You're working, you're dealing with people, right? And so there's all this stuff that's going on, and it's very hectic. But when somebody's controlling this at the highest level, I tell you what, you really truly are remarkable, and beyond what most people can actually do. Because most people will go through their day and they just 9 to 5, whatever they got going on. But when you're a high producer in a mortgage industry and you're running your day with that kind of hectic nature of a business, an imperfect business, man, I tell you what, you can achieve so much in life. And so I want you to think of it as an opportunity for self-growth, not just growing your business, but this really is self-growth. Just a beautiful, beautiful opportunity. I love the mortgage industry and love helping you out there grow your business. So listen, need anything from me, you know where to hit me up. Get on my email list. I'm sending those out every Thursday, of course, we drop this podcast, and get your free 12-week business transformation today. And I got a lot more things coming out. I also have right in the middle of writing a book for scripting for you loan officers out there to have great conversations with people, and stop always be closing. I know you're in the mortgage industry. It's always be serving. Always be serving. Serve your clients with value. Serve your realtor referrals, partnerships with value. It's not always be closing. So, got some great things in store. Man, I'm about out, going to vacation. I'm gonna have some fun. I might shoot a couple of videos for you all just to say, hey, what's up? I'm on the beach and throwing some few nuggets for you to take and grow your business. God bless you. Go be someone's hero. Limited risk equals limited income.